Hello, hello everyone. How are you all doing? Let's see. And we are live. Hello, hello everyone. Hello InCruises family. Let's see, can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments, please, if you can hear me. All right, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, you can hear me, you can see me. Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining this Destination Experiences Instagram Live webinar, where we take you on virtual journeys to discover some of the world's most beautiful destinations. And this time, it's no different. We are going to be talking about a stunning Caribbean destination that you simply cannot miss. And we are going to be doing our very first Destination Experiences giveaway, where one lucky partner or member will win 200 one-for-one reward points. All you have to do to participate, if you haven't already, is head over to the Destination Experiences Instagram Live announcement here on Instagram, comment and tag at least one person with whom you'd love to experience Mexico, and that's it, you're in the running. So go ahead and share this Instagram Live with your friends, your teams, anyone you think would benefit from the information that we are about to share on this Instagram Live, or any partner or member you think would love to win 200 one-for-one reward points. So let's wait a couple more moments until more people join and until you share this Instagram Live. Meanwhile, let us know where you're at. Let us know where you're watching us from. We want to know, guys. Let us know in the comments. Let's see. I see Puerto Rico. Eso, Rico. I love it. Let's see. Ooh, Spain. Love it, Spain. Guys, remember that in order to participate for the Instagram Live giveaway, you need to comment and tag at least one person on the announcement, on the image announcement on our Instagram page. Germany, wow. Ukraine, I love it. Argentina, wow, guys, we have so much diversity here. I love it. I love it. Ireland, Miami, love it. Ooh, Houston, Texas, Panama. Another one from Panama, I love it. From UK, I love it. Canada, Nicaragua. Okay, guys, I think we are ready to start. There's a lot of energy in the comment section, so let's go ahead and start. First of all, guys, my name is Beatriz Diaz Vasquez. I am the social media marketing manager at InCruises, and it's very nice to be here with you once again. For all of you who have not connected to a Destination Experiences Live before, it is very nice to cyber meet you all. Joining me today, as always, is our resident cruise and destination expert, Tatiana Vasilenko, who will be talking to us about this beautiful destination, Caribbean destination, with stunning scenery, unique culture, traditions, and absolutely delicious food. So, Tatiana, if you are in the comments, send me that request. Let's see if we can get Tatiana here. Let's see. I don't see you, Tatiana. Okay, yes, guys, this live is going to be strictly in English. I am so sorry, guys, for all you Spanish speaking and any other language. I am so sorry. This is going to be strictly in English. Oh, I see you, Tatiana. Okay, let's see. see if we can get Tatiana here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Oh, there she is. Hi, Tatiana. How are you?
Good. How are you, Beatrice?
I am great. I am very excited. I am even standing up because I was so excited I couldn't be sitting down. I am super excited to be here with you once again and excited about our destination today. So, Mexico. Mexico is located in the southern part of North America and is the third largest country in Latin America. It is often referred to as the land of extremes because it has mountains and canyons on one side, it has dense rainforests, sweeping deserts, it has a little bit of everything, which is one of my favorite parts of this destination, which is a lot of options. So tell us, when did you first visit Mexico?
I love Mexico, and I'm so excited to talk about it to everybody. I've been so many times, and I keep going over and over and over again. I guess the first time I went was about 5 years ago. As a lot of you probably already know, I used to work on board the cruise ships. I work in the excursions department, and I remember that first time we got to Cozumel, Mexico. That was my very first time in this country, and I was thrilled because I know that there's so much to do and to see, and the expectations were nothing compared to what it actually is, because as you said, it is such a diverse country. The culture, the food, the scenery, the beaches, it's absolutely incredible. And even now I'm thinking, maybe I should plan another trip to do some more things that I haven't accomplished just yet.
I love it. I've actually been to Mexico as well. It was maybe about 3-4 years ago. I believe it was 4. And it was a part of the cruise itinerary I was on. I believe it was Norwegian. And I remember getting to, I'm pretty sure it was Costa Maya. And it was just, my first impression was, this place is beautiful. And wait, let me correct that. My first impression was, geez, it's hot. It was hot, but it's expected. It's a Caribbean destination, but it was just a beautiful, beautiful country. And Tatiana is going to talk a little bit more in detail about this later on, but you have a lot of options. And I decided to stay inside Costa Maya, and there's a lot of options of stuff to do. I chose to swim with dolphins in Costa Maya, but I have to admit, I was super scared. I was super scared. I have a deep, deep respect for the sea and sea animals, and I was super scared. But when I was in the water, knee-deep water, and I saw the dolphins, they're the most gentle creatures ever. So it was just a beautiful, unforgettable experience. So what was your first impression when you got to Mexico the first time?
Oh God, I don't even remember what I did. I think the very first tour that I took when I was in Mexico was an ATV ride in the jungle forest. And then this trip took us to a cenote, which I will explain in a second what it is. And then we got to jump into this sinkhole and swim there. There was no dolphins, but the whole experience of swimming in this cave has something mysterious and mystical in it. And ever since then, that was probably one of my favorite things to do when visiting Mexico, because it is full of these incredible natural destinations, like a secret river, Tres Ojos Cenote, underground caverns, and it is magical. You can also definitely swim with dolphins and or swim with manatees, or you can swim with sharks, whale sharks. I want to talk about that in a second as well, but there's just so much to do there.
Yeah. And recently you shared a blog where you detail the top 5 experiences to discover on your next journey to Mexico. So can you tell us a little bit more of those must-do activities? And I know you've been to Mexico at least 1 or 2 times after that blog, so a little update on that as well.
Exactly. So, guys, the blog that we're talking about is actually on our InCruises website. If you go to InCruises, I actually have it right here in front of me. We have our cruise spotlight blog where we try to share all the latest information, but also inspire you to travel, share some insider tips on destinations and cruises for you to really plan your future vacation. So in that blog that we called The Mysterious and Magnificent Riviera Maya, I tried to summarize all these things that you can do. Obviously, the blog is not enough to express all the fun experiences that you can have, and the travel webinar that we're having right now is not enough either, but I tried to combine things into blocks for those of you who wants to do extreme things, for those of you who just want to go out and try Mexican food, or for those of you who love nature and just want to swim in the beautiful waters of the Caribbean. So here, I'm gonna just read off and give you a few tips about this. Number one, I talked about ancient history. It's not a secret that that area of Yucatan Peninsula is famous for an ancient Mayan civilization. And whether you're docking in Costa Maya or in Cozumel, you have an incredible opportunity to really visit those ancient cities. I encourage everyone to at least once travel to Chichen Itza, which is one of the most magnificent ancient cities in the world. Tulum has beautiful palaces. You can go to Kukulkan. You can go to other beautiful, what's the name of the Koba, which has over 100 steps to climb it. So learning this culture, learning the traditions of Mayan civilization is absolutely incredible. There are a lot of tours that will take you there. Some of them are shorter, some of them are full day tours. So plan in advance and definitely learn more about Mayan culture. Number two was explore cenotes and underground rivers. So this is a very unique thing to do when you travel to Mexico, to this side, the eastern side of the country, because that whole area is full of pores. So the ground is made of limestone and the water gets through it, creating these underground rivers and cenotes. You can actually take a tour going inside the cave and then exploring the maze of underground river. I took my boyfriend on this tour and he was freaking out because you realize that you are under layers and layers. You are deep inside the heart of Mexico, basically. And you get to go through these caverns, through the deep, narrow hallways there, and you get to swim. Amazing experience. Absolutely love doing that. Number three, boost your adrenaline. Now, if you're an adrenaline junkie like I am, you will have a blast in Mexico. There are so many fun theme parks. If you're going to Cozumel, you have your Xcaret, Explore, Census. All of these parks will get you an incredible opportunity to do zip lines, to ride ATVs, to go down the water slides. It is so, so much fun. Xcaret will also have great experiences where you can have interaction with some animals like sea turtles, dolphins, flamingos. And if you go to Costa Maya, they have a beautiful water park. So if you love water parks, definitely check it out. It's called Lost Mayan Kingdom. It is one of the funnest experiences that you can have in Costa Maya. And number 4 was discover ocean paradise. I love being in the water. I am a certified diver. And that whole area, the water next to Mexico, has the second largest barrier reef in the world. I'm sure that a lot of people know about Australian barrier reef, but you can have a similar experience right there in Mexico. So if you love snorkeling, if you love diving, if you want to see a shipwreck, or if you want to swim with whale sharks, that is the place for you. So this is what I did a couple months ago. It was not on the cruise. I booked a hotel through our inStays and went to Mexico for 3 days. And while I was there, I took a tour which brought us to an area about 2 hours away from the shore where we got to swim with whale sharks.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is one of very few places in the world to do this. It was so much fun. At first, you're a little bit scared and you don't know what to expect. But then once you jump in the water and you are next to this giant creature size of a school bus, it is absolutely incredible. We will have to share my experience with you guys because I know that a lot of you are going to Mexico and staying in one of the beautiful resorts there. So definitely check that out. It is so much fun. And the last one is, of course, immerse yourself in the local culture. I mean, everybody knows Mexican cuisine. Everybody loves tacos and burritos, maybe a little margarita. And definitely go meet people. I mean, Mexicans are so nice.
They are.
Every time we go there, we meet our friends and they introduce us to their friends, and we end up going to have a dinner together, going to a bar and dancing merengue, and they buy us some food that we have never even heard about, which is absolutely delicious. If you're going to Mexico, try a mixology class, try a cooking class, or maybe take one of their temazcal ceremonies, which is an ancient Mayan, kind of like a sauna, but a whole immersive ceremony experience where you have a shaman, where you go for a spiritual session, where you get a massage. It is very, very interesting, and I absolutely love it when I go to Mexico. So many things, and as I talk about this now, I want to go again. And whether you're going on the cruise and you're visiting Costa Maya and Cozumel, or if you're going for a week vacation or 2-week vacation, if you're going to Tulum, Playa del Carmen, there's just so much to see and do in Mexico.
Definitely. And I think that goes hand in hand with what we mentioned at the beginning of the live, that it's, you know, the extremes. You have mountains, you have deserts, you have rainforests. So you can do, if you want your vacation to be all about adventure, then you have hundreds of options of adventures. But if you just want to lay in your beach chair on the beach, then you can do that as well with a beautiful scenery.
Yes.
You mentioned cruises and hotels. So how do we reach Mexico? Like, what are the options of staying or visiting Mexico?
Okay, so if you're going on the cruise, definitely look for Western Caribbean cruises. So those cruises will typically go out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, maybe Tampa, maybe Texas. And then Western Caribbean cruises will always concentrate on this side of the Caribbean. You might visit Honduras on the way, you might go to Puerto Rico, but they will always reach, so we call it continental Caribbean. These ships will take you to 2 ports, Cozumel, which is right next to Playa del Carmen, which is right next to Cancun, which is right next to Chichen Itza. And the second port is Costa Maya, which is a small fishing village. But as you told us, there's a beautiful port where you can actually just relax and enjoy your day without going anywhere. And that whole area is absolutely phenomenal. So Western Caribbean cruises will take you to one of these two or both destinations. If we talk about the cruise lines, pretty much all of the cruise lines that we work with will take you there. If you want to go on MSC, if you want to go on Norwegian, Holland America, Seabourn, Virgin takes their guests to Costa Maya, which is absolutely incredible. And if you want to go and spend more time in Mexico, you can definitely fly into the airport of Cancun. It is an international airport, and you can reach it from anywhere in the world. From Europe, you can go from Japan, from Asia, Middle East, from the United States, super easy. And then from there, you have a variety of options. You can go to Cancun, you can go to Playa del Carmen, you can go to Tulum, or you can go to small villages in between these big cities. And on our platform, on inStays platform, we have so many hotels and resorts, starting from 5 stars, incredible all-inclusive resorts with pools and beaches and, you know, things to do and water slides and breakfast, lunch, and dinner buffets. If you want to stay in a smaller hotel, more boutique style, we definitely have those as well. So if you're traveling in a big group or in a small group, if you are going on your honeymoon, that would be a great idea too. So definitely check out one of these resorts, because from the resort, you can also travel around and do a lot of fun things as well.
Of course, of course. I think the homework here, I would say, is go to the inStays platform and just type in Mexico. You'll see
Oh my God.
cruises, of hotels, resorts. They're truly a lot. So research there, you see a lot of different places, you could say.
I have to add one thing. I believe on our InCruises platform, we have a resort hotel, which was named the #1 hotel in Cancun, Mexico. So, you know how our search generates the 5-star hotels there 1st? Go check it out, because there are a lot of options.
I love it. I love it. So, you know, that one of the most important questions for me, and one of the things that I research the most when I'm planning a trip, food. And I actually have a very brief story on Mexican food. As I said before, I went to Costa Maya and I stayed there. And aside from swimming with dolphins, I ate at Costa Maya. There's a lot of options, by the way. You have a lot of places where you can eat in Costa Maya. So the place where I went, I ordered flautas, and I wanted to add guac so I could dip my flauta. And I went back to the nice lady, the nicest people ever, and I said, "Do you have guac?" And she said, "Of course, here it is." I said, "Is it spicy?" You know, mind you, I'm from Puerto Rico. I have a very big tolerance for spices. And she said, "It's not spicy at all. You're not even gonna feel it. It's very tasty." And I'm like, "Great." A whole dollop of guac in my plate, dipped it, ate it. As soon as the guac touched my mouth, I felt like it was going to explode. Mind you, it was the best piece of Mexican food I have ever had in my entire life. It was the best flauta I have ever had in my entire life. But it was so spicy. So my advice to anyone, that has a very specific tolerance for spices, is do not be like Beatriz. When you get your dip, your compliment, whatever, taste it first. With your finger, with your fork, with your spoon, anything, taste it first, and then do the dip. Do not be like Beatriz. It's very, I'm hungry just thinking about it, but taste test first. That's the lesson we learned. So, what was your experience with Mexican food?
I agree with you. I love your story because it's always a challenge for me. I don't eat spicy food. I don't have tolerance for spicy food. So I've learned what I tell every single time I go to a restaurant. I say, "Can I have a gringo spicy version of this?" So they look at me,
I
my
love.
blonde hair, and they're like, "Oh yeah, she's a gringa." Um, I honestly pretty much love everything, and I love guacamole. Obviously, the best guac that you can get will be in Mexico, and I can eat guacamole for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. To be very honest, I love fish tacos. Because you know, when you go to these areas, these are all former fishing villages, and there's still a huge number of population that works in this industry, so you will always get the freshest fish, seafood, shellfish, I mean, fried octopus. Oh, just everything is so amazing in there. And 21 plus, the drinks are very good too. So I remember ordering margaritas, which were the size of my head, and absolutely incredible. I also did a very fun experience where I went to a cooking class, and we were making tacos, but we were also making guacamole from scratch, and we were making some salsa and margaritas, and then we were learning how to dance salsa.
Oh wow!
Well, the tour was called Salsa Margaritas.
I love it. I love the name. Very creative.
That was so much fun. And speaking of food, you know, there's so much to choose from. If you love to go to a very local, kind of like street food place, there is plenty both in Costa Maya and Cozumel. If you want to go to a super fancy Michelin star, high end, world renowned restaurant, you can do that too. Because there is, I mean, there's so much Mexican food, and we all know it and love it, but there's so many variations, and everybody's trying to make it a little bit different. And you know, sometimes you even get your fajitas and the fire is flaming and you don't know how to eat it. So this experience is as much part of Mexico as going swimming with dolphins or going into cenotes or seeing pyramids of Chichen Itza. We always say that we eat our way around the world. We eat our way. So I love to try local food, and sometimes I would just buy something from like a small street vendor, and a lot of
Yeah,
times don't even know what I'm eating. But it's always delicious. It's always beautiful, and it's definitely a rich part of Mexican culture.
yeah. Just as I mentioned in our province destination experiences live, bring your stretchy pants. You're going to be eating a lot, and everything good, but that's okay. You're on vacation. You can eat anything you want on your vacation.
Absolutely.
So we mentioned before that, of course, this is a Caribbean destination, so it's warm weather, it's hot. So what, aside from sunscreen, what should a person that is planning a trip to Mexico pack? What is a must pack?
I mean, very easy. Just anything you would wear in a beach destination. Definitely don't forget your swimsuit. If you're doing any extreme water activities, I would recommend a one-piece swimsuit. So it's easy for you to jump off a cliff in the waterfall or doing a zip line. Um, that is a unique thing you might need while traveling to Mexico. Don't forget the most comfortable sneakers that you have, because you will be walking a lot. Maybe sneakers that you are not afraid to throw away after if you're doing some extreme hikes or you're going in the dust and dirt. Exactly. I love it. Your camera, and take your GoPro, or take a little case, waterproof case, where you can put your phone. I have an incredible video of me swimming with whale sharks, mostly the whale shark, but I took it with my phone because I had this little waterproof case. I wish I had it on me so I could show you. But you will be in the water a lot. So capturing these memories with your phone or with your GoPro is something that I would definitely recommend taking. And take some cash.
Yep.
Even though you can use your credit card or debit card in mostly everywhere, sometimes it's just easier, and I would say more safe, to
Mhm.
pay someone with cash. It is very easy to withdraw money or exchange money. You can do it at the airport, or you can do it in a local little exchange places, but definitely have a little bit of cash on you. Maybe
Yeah.
you want to buy a souvenir. Maybe you want to tip your guide. Maybe you want to pay for your taxi with cash. So those three unique things that you might consider taking with you on your trip.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the cash, and I assure each and every one of you, you will want to buy a lot of souvenirs. I personally, I bought souvenirs, I think, for absolutely everyone from Mexico, because they were so beautiful and so um, how do you say, it was so in touch with their culture. It was just super beautiful. You're gonna want everything in that souvenir shop. And I saw a user recommending that you also take mosquito repellent. So thank you so much to the user that recommended. Uma, thank you so much for recommending mosquito repellent. If there's something that I can add from that, is water shoes. Take water shoes. Those are very, very important, especially if you're going to do activities in the water, of course. They come very in handy. And what advice would you give someone that's currently planning or considering a trip to Mexico?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, read the cruise spotlight. It will give you a lot of ideas of what you can do while you're there. Plan your days in advance, because there's just so much going on. If you want to book your excursions, if you're going on a cruise, book your excursions in advance. If you're planning to go to Chichen Itza, definitely book that one in advance, because it is a long trip, but it is so worth seeing it. And I don't know, just pack the most colorful outfits you have, because you're in Riviera Maya. Definitely get ready to be eating a lot.
Yep.
Diets are not working while you're there. And just, get out there and really feel the local culture. As we said, people are just so, so nice. Um, Obviously, like in any touristy destination, you need to be very careful with your belongings, and don't go in a scary part of town. But this is very typical to anywhere you go, right? If you are in Rome or in London or in Miami, it will be the same. So just be very careful and pack light,
Mm-hmm.
because as Beatriz said, you will be buying a lot of things while you're in Mexico. You're buying a lot of souvenirs, you're buying a giant sombrero, you're gonna you're gonna buy some musical instruments, some clothes, you'll be buying some jewelry, you will be buying tequila to bring to your friends as souvenir. So pack half of your suitcase and then leave the other half for
Yeah.
things that you will be buying on the trip.
Yeah. Agreed. 100%. Okay, so through Facebook and our stories, we asked our audience to leave us any questions that they had, and we actually got a lot of questions. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to answer them all, but two of those questions were: is Mexico an expensive holiday? Is Mexico expensive?
Well, if you are booking a hotel or a cruise, it can go from being very, very inexpensive to being extremely almost not possible to afford. You can choose your, depending on your preferences, a five-star resort or a small hotel. You can go on a very expensive, luxurious cruise, or you can take a shorter version. So while you're planning, you can already decide how much you want to spend. Once you're in Mexico, in my opinion, it's one of the most affordable countries, because the food is fairly cheap. Even your excursions and things to do are not as expensive as in, let's say, European countries because of the currency and exchange rate. Souvenirs will be fairly inexpensive. If you're doing shopping, you're doing tax and duty-free shopping. So if you're buying, some diamonds or watches, if you're going for some expensive purchases, those are all tax and duty free. So that part of your trip will be very affordable. And that gives you an opportunity to really do it all. If you want to go to theme parks, if you want to go to a snorkeling trip, if you want to visit one of the pyramids in one of the ancient cities, you can mix it all up because you can afford it.
Yeah, at least my experience. Of course, I stayed inside Costa Maya and did the swimming with dolphins and eating. My experience, and I bought a lot of souvenirs, and my experience was not really expensive at all. So, as Tatiana said, I think it really depends on what your plan is and what you want to do. Because if you are just swimming with dolphins and eating, then it's not going to be really that expensive. But if you want to do the water park and hiking and ATVs and a lot of stuff, then you do need to account for all of those activities. So it really depends, I would say. Our second question is it for groups or families? And I'm going to assume that groups meaning friend groups and families, people with children. So is it for friend groups or families with children?
Oh my God, this is truly one of the destinations in the world that will appeal to any age group, to um, any status. I mean, again, you can go on a bachelorette trip with your girlfriends and have an amazing time. I went there with my mother, and we spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks in Mexico, and we loved it. My mom is an extreme adrenaline junkie, just like I am. So we did all the zip lines, all the swimming with dolphins, all the ATVs. So, your families would be amazing if you're traveling with kids. Kiddos will love it. Oh my goodness.
Kids love water parks.
They will love the water parks. They will love being on the beach. They will love the pools. I mean, there's just so much to do for kids. If you're going on a romantic trip with your husband or your girlfriend or your wife, I mean, Tulum is absolutely incredible. They have beautiful romantic restaurants there. So really, this destination is pretty awesome for everybody.
I 100% agree. I went with my husband, and it was a great experience. And next time we go, which I think will be next year, so stay tuned, we'll be with a group of friends. So it's really just depending on what you want, like what your plan is for the vacation. And can you give us a clue as to what our next destination on the Destination Experiences blog and live will be? Just a little clue, at least.
I gave this clue the last time. I'm still working on finishing some touches and making sure that you guys have all the insider information on this destination. And it's been getting more and more popular. And from what I see, more and more people get cruises out of this city, or, you know, with the ship docking in this city. It is a beautiful, very not mysterious, but like very interesting, with very interesting history, very unusual history. It is a destination in your Eastern Mediterranean. So you will take an Eastern Mediterranean cruise. And this is the city between the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. And part of it is actually in Europe, and the other part of it is in Asia.
Oh, wow.
So by being in one city in one day, you can visit two continents. And I mean, just history there and things that you can see there is
Wow.
just so
Oh my God.
beautiful,
I'm dying to read
so
it.
interesting. And the food, Beatrice, you will need, you know, those pants from Joey was wearing in Friends episode when he was
Yes,
taking like
yes.
the pregnancy pants? You will need those pants because the food there, the sweets there
Oh my God.
are delicious.
Is
I,
anyone else hungry? I'm getting super
I
hungry.
am so hungry. I
All right.
actually went to this destination last month to refresh my knowledge about this beautiful city. It's not a capital of this country, but it is the largest city in this country. And I bought a lot of souvenirs. I ate a lot of food. I visited a lot of beautiful historic religious places, and I just absolutely love this destination.
Oh my God. I am dying to read it. I am sure our audience is dying to read it as well. So we are looking forward to it. Stay tuned to our page so you don't miss it.